Hi, I'm David Neese with EV World News. From EV breakthroughs to clean energy milestones, here's what moved the industry this week.
Let's start with the big picture. The U.S. Government Accountability Office revealed that less than 400 electric vehicle charging ports have been built nationwide under the $7.5 billion federal program launched in 2021. Just 68 stations in 24 states. That's it. The GAO says most of the money hasn't been spent and the program is effectively suspended. 16 states, led by California, are now suing the Trump administration for withholding over $3 billion in funds. The administration wants Congress to rescind $6 billion altogether and is pushing to let the EV tax credits expire on September 30th. Connecticut announced it will cut its standard rebate for electric vehicles from $1,500 down to $500 starting August 1st. The state says demand for EVs jumped sharply this summer, likely driven by the looming end of the $7,500 federal tax credit. The budget for rebates was running dry. Rebates for lower-income buyers through the Rebate Plus program remain unchanged for now. Tesla shares fell nearly 7% this week after reporting a second straight revenue decline. Elon Musk warned of a few rough quarters ahead, citing weakening demand and the scheduled end of U.S. EV subsidies. The company delayed its timeline for the next-generation affordable model and didn't update its delivery forecast. Tesla still dominates the U.S. EV market, but its dominance is clearly fading. Volkswagen cut its full-year profit forecast after reporting a $1.5 billion loss from U.S. tariffs on Chinese-made components and vehicles. Quarter 2 profits dropped 29%, and U.S. deliveries fell 10%. CEO Oliver Bloom said the company is accelerating cost-cutting and simplifying its EV lineup. VW now expects operating margins of just 4 to 5% for the year, down from the earlier 5.5 to 6.5% target. Kia is trying to gain ground while others pull back. U.S. sales rose 5% in the second quarter, and Kia says it's aiming for 7 to 8% growth in the second half, even with new tariffs and the loss of EV subsidies. To keep prices competitive, the company is shifting some EV production at its Georgia plant to other models and may cut exports to avoid higher costs. BYD is delaying production at its €4 billion Hungarian plant until 2026. It's now expected to operate at well below capacity for the next 2 years. Instead, the company is prioritizing its Turkish factory, where it faces lower labor costs and no EU tariffs. That factory is now expected to exceed 150,000 vehicles in 2027, outpacing Hungary. Two Chinese automakers, Zeekr and Neda, were caught inflating their EV sales numbers using a loophole. They insured vehicles before selling them, allowing the companies to count them as sold. In Neda's case, over 64,000 of their reported sales were fake. Regulators are now investigating what Chinese media calls zero-mile used cars. LG Energy Solutions says U.S. demand for EV batteries is weakening, and it's blaming tariffs and the expiring tax credits. The company is pivoting more of its business towards stationary energy storage. It's now targeting over 30 gigawatt hours of annual ESS battery production in the U.S. by 2026. Volvo has recalled over 11,000 EVs and plug-in hybrids in the U.S. due to a software issue that could disable braking. Affected models include the C40, EC40, EX40, and plug-in versions of the XC60 and XC90. The problem is tied to extended use of regenerative braking. Some owners say they haven't received a fix yet, and Volvo is advising drivers not to operate the vehicles until they do. Subaru revealed a new electric crossover, the Uncharted, at the New York Auto Show this week. It features a 75 kilowatt-hour battery with up to 300 miles of range, 30-minute fast charging, and a 14-inch touchscreen. All versions will include the Tesla NACS charging port as standard. Subaru says U.S. deliveries will begin in early 2026. Convenience store chain Wawa is partnering with Iona to add ultra-fast EV chargers to locations across Florida. The first site opened in Daytona Beach this week, with 3 more coming to Bradenton, Pensacola, and Orlando. Iona now has over 3,000 charging bays under contract, with each location featuring 400 kilowatt dispensers. Clean Energy Associates reports that more than 20 gigawatt hours of battery manufacturing projects in the U.S. have been canceled in the last quarter. The largest include FreeR's planned factory in Georgia and Core Power's plant in Arizona. Analysts blame tariffs, policy uncertainty, and weak investor confidence.
That's it for this week's EV World Update. I'm David Neese. Don't forget to subscribe and catch our live podcasts every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with Bill and Mike. See you next time.